Hello everybody, this is your captain speaking and welcome back to Captain's Kitchen. Today we're going to be doing some baking. I'm going to make some brownies, which I've never tried before. And so when I was thinking about what should I do for this month's Captain's Kitchen, and I decided upon brownies, I knew that I couldn't do just regular brownies. I needed to go with the best brownies ever made. The brownie recipe I'm talking about is one that my mom has been making for as long as I can remember. They're called Rocky Road brownies. It's a kind of 3-layer brownie situation where it's gonna be a brownie on the bottom, marshmallow in the middle, and then on top, like a chocolate frosting. They're super good, really, really freaking good, and I'm just hoping I can do them justice because I haven't had them in forever and I would really like to have some delicious brownies today. Now the recipe my mom sent me calls for the use of a brownie mix, and I didn't really feel like that was right for Captain's Kitchen because we like to do as much from scratch as we can here. So I actually have 2 separate recipes, a brownie recipe and the Rocky Road recipe that I'm gonna combine together, and hopefully it doesn't get screwed up because I decided not to use a brownie mix. We'll see. If it does, my mom's gonna send me like an I told you so text, and that's not gonna be fun for me. So here's hoping it works out. So since we are doing 2 separate recipes, we need 2 separate sets of ingredients. Let's start with the brownies because they're the first thing you need for the Rocky Road brownies. What we're going to need is a whole bunch of granulated sugar, cacao powder, unsalted butter, a bunch of big old eggs, tamago for our Japanese viewers, flour, obviously. Are you dumb? You didn't know we needed flour for this? Baking powder, I'm sorry I called you dumb, that was kind of mean. You might not have known that we needed that because you're here to learn, and that's, well, I'm here to learn too, so I'm not gonna be mean. Kosher salt, maybe less expected. Okay, so you're not dumb if you didn't know we needed that. And vanilla extract. This recipe also technically calls for chocolate chips, but we aren't going to be using them because we're gonna be putting a bunch of stuff on top in extra layers, so it just didn't make sense to me, so screw that noise. So the first thing we need to do is take this sugar, this cocoa, and this butter and combine them together using the microwave to melt the butter until it becomes a hot mixture. I don't know why it needs to be hot necessarily, but you know me, I don't question recipes, I just do them. I already had the bowl pre-prepared. I didn't have to go and open my cabinet because I was smart this time and I brought it out ahead of time. It was my mommy's birthday recently, by the way. So this can kind of be considered a birthday gift because I didn't get to see her on her birthday because you can't travel during the pandemic. So happy birthday, mommy. And everyone go in the comments and say, happy birthday, Max Mommy. 2.5 cups of sugar, which is like, that's a lot of sugar. But it's okay because I got new sugar. I'm not running out of sugar anymore. Although this new thing is gonna be hard to scoop out of, which I didn't really think about. Oh no! Maybe I should just grab a spoon. I should make oh, it's all over my hand and now on my shirt. Oh God, I'm getting it everywhere. Yeah. I'm not making a mess because I'm stupid this time. I'm just making a mess because it's a new thing of sugar and I wasn't prepared for how much a cup measurement would displace the solid. That is a science term. Displacement being how it changes the volume of the thing that it's going into, which is probably not a super accurate definition, but I'm not a scientist. I'm just a guy who makes messes in his kitchen. So if you're here for education, you came to the wrong house. You go off camera. See, fun fact, this table is much larger than it looks, so I hide things where you guys can't see it. Check it out, I got a drink on hand. Y'all can't see that. I tricked you with my mind games. Can you like pack down cocoa powder? Are you supposed to when you measure it up? Probably not, right? It's not usually how they want you to do things when it comes to things that can be packed down. Unless it's brown sugar, then they frequently want you to do that. So I guess I don't really know anything. That smells really good, but I know from experience it tastes bad. No, my shirt's covered in cocoa powder. No. 2.5 sticks of butter. Oh my goodness. It just feels weird like dumping solid chunks of butter into this like powdery mess. If they just kind of land in there like, yeah. Oh, I probably shouldn't toss them in there. I'm gonna make a bigger mess. Just place it gently. Maybe push it in a little bit. Oh God, that nearly wiped out my unsalted butter supply. All right, so we're gonna microwave this mess for a minute at a time and mix it together. I don't super know if this bowl is microwave safe. I just think it is. So here we go. Well, it didn't melt, so we're good. This just looks so gross. Oh, I forgot the sugar was under there. It was like a happy little surprise when I turned over all that cocoa. Actually, it's mixing together pretty well. Oh, it smells really good. All right, let's put it in there for another minute, I guess. I don't know, it's not really mixed together that well, but I don't think it really needs to be, because we're just gonna hit it in there again. What can I say about my mommy? Since this is her birthday episode, my mommy's the best, and she bakes really well, and she cooks really well, and she tried to teach me how to cook when I was younger, but I wasn't interested, so instead I'm doing it here and just using her recipes. Mixture's starting to look particularly soupy. Very soupy indeed, almost kind of gross. I'm expecting it'll look better once things are a little more evenly mixed. I mean, it looks like brownie batter, but I know we have more to go here, so that is not brownie batter. All right, the recipe says to do this for 3 to 4 minutes. That was after 2, so I'm thinking 1 more minute and we'll be just totally good. Don't melt on me now, bowl. We're going again.
Very fabric, whatever, and relation.
All right, this is basically soup at this point, so we definitely don't need to microwave it any further. Maybe I can get some of the stuff that's on the side here. I don't know. This is looking great. It definitely looks like it's supposed to be brownie at some point. We can draw like, maybe we can do a little drawing in here. I don't know, what do people draw? I can put an M for Mac. You can't really see it. Okay, now comes the dreaded eggs. I need to add 4 large eggs. I need to fold them in, which I do now know what that means. I did not in a previous episode. Despite the many Captain's Kitchens I've done at this point, somehow my egg cracking skills have either leveled out to being terrible or just continuously gone downhill, and I don't know how that's happening. I'm always so afraid of breaking the yolk that I underestimate how hard I need to crack it, and then I have to try cracking it again, and that makes the little shell parts go into the yolk. You don't want that. So I have to hit it harder than I think I do, and okay, I got this. It shouldn't be a big deal. It shouldn't be something I need to build up to at this point. All right. Yes, so far so good. Wonderful. So you fold it, you fold the dough so that you're not really mixing it too much, so much as you are just full. I don't know what it does. I just know how to do it at this point. All right, here comes number 2. Unless it's stuck to the inside. Well, that one cracked just fine. Why was it stuck to the inside of the carton? That's gonna be a fucking mess to clean up. Oh no, this one's stuck too. Jesus, what's wrong with these eggs? This one's not stuck. Yeah, baby. Yeah, you crack right in there. That's a broken little egg boy. A broken tamago for our Japanese viewers. Number 3, oh my God. All I had to do was psych myself up. All these egg cracks are going wonderfully. Oh yeah, it's getting real soupy at this point. That's real soup right there. I thought we were making brownies on this episode of Captain's Kitchen, not soup. Boom, baby. That might have broken the yolk in there. Nope, we're good. I don't really know. I don't know what to do about this egg situation. I think I'm just gonna toss this whole egg carton because I don't want to clean this out, and there's only 2 eggs left anyway. So, bye-bye. I'm just gonna write eggs on my shopping list before I forget. I hope no one minds me doing this in the middle of the episode, but eggs. Oh shoot, I didn't read the instructions before I did that. I'm actually supposed to stir vigorously after each egg and fold in the flour. So I was being real gentle with those eggs, and I hopefully I didn't goof it up because of that. All right, now we need to go with flour, baking powder, and salt. Did I pull out? This is the salt. I forgot where I put the salt, but I just touched it like seconds ago. Fold, fold, fold. This is a lot of batter. I'm almost worried that it's gonna be like too much brownie that I won't be able to put the other stuff on top and in the middle and all that, but we're gonna save those concerns for when we cross that bridge, because that's the smart way to do things, not plan ahead. As we've learned with this series, the less you plan ahead, the better off you are. And that is a lesson I'd like to teach every cook out there. Okay, so this is the part where you would add the chocolate chips, but like I said, we aren't going to be doing that, so we just need to add vanilla, and then we're done. Now we're just gonna transfer all this into this pan, which it really feels like a lot of batter. Oh yeah. That's looking like brownie batter should look going into a pan. All right, so now here's where things get a little bit dicey in terms of whether or not this recipe is going to work, because I chose to make my own brownies rather than using a mix. The recipe calls for how long you're supposed to bake the brownies, because it's supposed to be kind of a goopy brownie mix. I forget the word that I should be using, but it's gonna be goopy. So you're supposed to kind of undercook the brownies. My mom's recipe calls for these to be baked for half the time that the recipe I'm using says to. So I'm gonna go with that time first, and if they seem way too undercooked, I'll cook them for a little bit longer, but not for their full amount of time. We're just gonna put this in here for about 25 minutes. And it'll be epic. I'll see you in 25 minutes. All right, it hasn't been quite exactly 25 minutes, but the brownies are almost ready, and so before they come out, I want to get the ingredients out for the next part of this, which is going to be the Rocky Road part, where we put marshmallows and chocolate frosting on top of the brownies. So let's talk about what ingredients we need for that. First thing we need is marshmallows. That one should have been pretty obvious, but we already talked about me calling things obvious, and I already did it, I guess, but whatever. Baking chocolate, there's a little cocoa left on here. I thought I cleaned this table pretty well. You can't see that, I put it off screen. There we go. You're welcome. Milk, butter, powdered sugar, which we're gonna put over here. And we're bringing back the vanilla. And we have 30 seconds left. I almost timed it perfectly, but 30 seconds are left. Dang it. Okay, I think they definitely look cooked through enough for us to work here. It really jumped up a lot. It's a lot higher up than it was before. So I'm again worried about the whole having enough space in here thing, but it's too late to go back, so we're just gonna go for it. So now we need to take 3 cups of mini marshmallows and lay them on top before it cools down, I assume, because you want them to get nice and melty. I think I'm just barely gonna have enough space in this pan for everything I need to put in here. I don't know, I'm gonna take some creative liberties here and just kind of cover in all these less filled in areas, just because I want that marshmallow madness. All right, that'll do. That's good. So now we need to prepare that frosting, I guess is what it is. We're gonna combine the chocolate, milk, and butter in a saucepan over low heat. There we go. Just gonna cut that butter up so that it melts different. And I can stir it a little bit easier, because right now the way it is, it's a big old log and it's getting in the dang ass way. It's turning chocolate color slowly but surely. Some of the chocolate is kind of sticking to the edges of the pot. So I don't like that. That's kind of concerning. I think it's pretty much all melted. Again, there's kind of some stuff tucked to the bottom, so I'm gonna try to mix that in as best I can. Making a gross sound right there. I don't want to make a mess today, but I'm probably going to anyway. Oh. I don't think I have to worry about that chocolate solidifying since it's got milk and butter in there, but I'm still gonna brush here just in case. I tried to push it back in the bag. It's all on the table. Okay, now we're gonna mix that on a low speed until it's all combined together. Look at the way that's falling off the beater there. That's good. Little taste there. I guess I'm just gonna go for it here. I feel like I gotta be careful about how I spread this. just want to make sure it gets as onto everything as possible. You know what I mean? It's really sticky. I don't know how I'm gonna like spread this. It's actually spreading surprisingly easily without messing up the marshmallows, so that's a good sign. All right, I'm gonna call that good there, even though it's not quite perfect. I'm just really afraid of screwing it up if I mess with it anymore. I'm doing it anyway. I'm a daredevil. Okay, I'm glad I took that extra initiative and went for it anyway, because it looks much better now. We're just gonna let this cool for a few minutes and then we'll give it a little try. I'm gonna stick it in the fridge so it goes a little bit faster. This frosting is so good, I'm not letting it go to waste. Do not judge me. That's so good.
Is it Hitler or a clone of Hitler? Clone Hitler. They're clones. I don't give a shit what they do.
All right, let's give these bad boys a try. Oh no, I don't think this is cool enough. I'm dragging a lot of icing and marshmallow with me. Maybe I will wait a little bit longer. This is kind of no good. I'll be back in a sec. All right, let's just give this another go. I'm gonna try a larger knife that I don't have to drag through it, and that'll maybe help us out here. That is definitely helping. I'm a genius. Oh, I ruined it again. I probably still should have waited longer, but I'm really impatient at this point because these brownies are amazing, and I want to make sure I want to eat them. Now the real challenge is probably going to be actually getting one of these. I got half of one. Well, that didn't come out in the most smooth way, but it's still, it's going to taste the same either way, so let's just dig in. All right, I got to make sure I get marshmallow, frosting, and brownie all in one bite. Yes. Excellent. It tastes just as good as I remember. It's just in more pieces than normal. I probably should have let the brownie part bake a little bit longer after all. I think that's part of why it fell apart so much in here. I probably also could have let it cool longer, but I was impatient. Once again, no matter how many pieces it's in, it still tastes the same, which is to say, it tastes flippin' amazing. Reminds me of my dang childhood when I was a little babe. Babe as in baby, not babe as in terms of being super attractive, because clearly I still have that going on. Well, I'm very pleased with myself. My mom described this recipe as being super easy. I don't know if I would go that far, but it's definitely easy enough that I was able to complete it without screwing it up too bad. It's super good, as I had hoped it would be. Technically, this recipe does call for chopped pecans to be in the brownie part. I guess that's part of the Rocky Road motif, but my mom and I don't want that in our brownies, so we don't do that. You can do that if you want. Remember, everybody, leave a happy birthday Max Mommy in the chat, and I'll see you on the next episode of Captain's Kitchen. Thank you so very much for watching. Bye-bye. I'm just gonna sit here and stare at you until you head on over to the merch shop and take a look at what I got, man.